What's up, beautiful people? We're back again, and we talking hoops today. NBA playoffs has got started. We're going to talk about it. Let's get it going.
I'm good, I just be up in my thoughts, hey. Don't feel sorry for me. No pity parties for me. New pins, new Barbies for me. For the list of my regrets, no more sorries for me.
Yeah, Misfit Chris on the intro still. I feel like I want a new intro.
You say still like you about to change it.
Because I feel like I want a new intro.
Like we need a new one.
I feel like I want a new intro. It still be Misfit Chris. I thought I want to do a new intro.
I mean,
like,
that's cool. Like, you know, after season 1, you go to season 2.
You know how they just be changing stuff. Let's just make sure it's not like Power. You remember how Power was? They changed the theme song. Everybody was like, "What the hell was that?"
I didn't have a problem with that.
Why y'all take off Joe to put on Trey songs? Like Trey.
I didn't like that because the original was like one of the greatest. And then
it was just a smooth transition into drug dealing. So that's
y'all know my favorite line from the Power theme song. I'm an undercover liar. I lie under the covers.
That is so terrible.
50, that was weak, but anyway, man. We talking about the NBA playoffs. We talking about the playoffs. We talking round ball today. We had to take a little time off, a couple weeks off, people on vacation and things was going on and all that jazz. Chris done got him a little tan down there in Mexico.
Looking like a
accent
Dominican
too while I was at it.
You did what?
I had a little accent while I was down there.
This guy.
Yeah.
It come around like
Lord.
Big Papi.
Amigo, my friend.
looking like the New York Yankee pitcher. That's what you look like.
Who that?
The Cuban guy. I can't think of his name.
I mean, it's baseball. It's a bunch of them.
But nah, the one that actually, I thought he was actually a black guy until I found out he was speaking Spanish.
Crazy, they all looked at us while we were down there like we were not black. We was one of them.
Yeah.
and I was cool because we was getting respect down there. Wasn't nobody messing with us. We was cool.
That's funny.
Loved it.
But
I'm
nah,
about
man.
to find a boy name though.
Glad you're back for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We had a few things going on in the time being. I can't remember what happened last time I was here. It was I pod for Mama. We was talking, had my mom on and chatted with her. I got motherfucking engaged and shit.
Congrats.
That's new.
Love is in the air.
What's the 411?
What's the 411? Yeah.
Okay.
Boys got whole ass engaged and shit.
Nice.
And you know what I'm saying? So that happened. And then what else happened in the news recently, man? I don't know, not too much.
People looking for all the smoke.
So listen, we talking about NBA basketball. You're right. We're talking about NBA basketball.
Chapman, that's his name.
Oh, okay. A. Chapman.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess up Aurelius or something like that. Aurelius Chapman. You do look like him.
Look like him?
Yeah.
I might have to see that picture.
But speaking of all the smoke, Kwame Brown. Y'all better put some respect on Kwame's name.
Better leave him alone.
Kwame Brown in my Stephen A. Smith voice.
Stop mentioning his name.
But Kwame going in with that boy Matthew Barnes. Becky with the good hair, as he called it.
I think that tickled me.
That did. That had me laughing. But that's quality stuff. Look, I'm not into all the drama, although I watched it. So we ain't gonna talk about it. But that was funny. So Google it. But definitely. So listen. We talking hooping today. We talking sports. This is SportsCenter. This is my 2 cents on round 1 of the NBA playoffs. So we got to talk about a few things.
Okay.
So we said when we did the music episode, right? When you do the music episode, you gotta drop your top 5. We're doing a round ball episode, so you gotta drop your top 5. So listen.
But we just talking hoops though, right?
Just hoops.
Yeah, just
that's the round ball.
Round ball.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
That's it, guys.
Can I get a boo? Can I get some crickets for what something?
I just wanted to make sure for the other people that probably wasn't listening and didn't know what we were talking about. When you say top 5, I originally thought we were going to do all the sports.
Is that possible?
Yes, you can do a top 5 for your athletes.
Top 5 athletes.
Why do you think they have the ESPYs?
Because it's dumb. Anyway.
I like your ideas.
So let's go. let's start with you then, since you wanna try.
I wasn't
you know
trying
what?
to do
You know what, Rufy? What did I say I was gonna start doing anytime people got out of line on this show? We're gonna point back here with Cameron Kegler. That's what they see that. With Cameron Kegler. It don't say with Sydney Olivia.
What the heck is this about?
I don't know.
Cool it. Goddamn relax.
I like your idea. I'm just
Anyway, let's start with your top 5. Let's go. We're gonna do 2 different ones. Let's go top 5 favorites, and then we're just gonna go top 5 ever. Which one would you like to start with?
It don't matter.
Okay, let's
What?
just
No,
go.
no, wait.
Let's go favorites.
Yeah.
Let's go top 5 favorites. Let's go Sid's top 5 favorites.
Favorite basketball players
Favorite
only.
hoopers. Favorite hoopers. Hoopers only. You good?
Yeah. I'm good.
round
Okay.
ball.
Round ball. All right, man. We got our graphic up, man. Let's get the graphic.
Y'all ain't shit, just so we clear.
I mean, so look, you got your top 5 here. You have number 1 on your list.
I
Your
have
favorite is Carmelo Anthony.
No, Charles Barkley is actually my favorite as an all-around person, like as a basketball player. He's funny. I like Charles.
Okay.
You like Chuck?
I like Chuck because he's
Chuck.
funny. I would have went Steve Francis, but
The franchise.
the franchise.
Steve franchise. Okay.
Yeah, but I like Charles. I like Carmelo. You're right, and I like Tracy McGrady.
T-Mac.
T-Mac.
Okay.
And then shout out to Cynthia Cooper,
Cynthia.
Hey.
and then Teresa Weatherspoon.
Teresa. I hated Teresa Weatherspoon.
Don't do that to her.
I did. I
Teresa
despised
was
her.
a dog, bro.
Man,
Yeah.
she was
know-
like really
I
gangster.
didn't like her. I did not like. I never liked her. Probably because she, I was obviously a
Comets
Comets fan,
fan.
and
Yeah.
and I did not fool with Teresa Weatherspoon at
Man,
all.
I liked her. I guess I liked her because she was the point guard, and then of course,
I like Tisha
um,
Pinachero though.
yeah.
That was my favorite in the league. Yeah.
And Dawn was probably my next favorite.
Don Staley's probably
Staley.
one of my favorites.
She
ever.
She probably was my
Yeah.
next favorite, but
Yeah, for
I
sure.
root for her because Teresa Weatherspoon, because she's from Texas too, and then one of my classmates that's like her aunt or something.
So that's your favorite female basketball player?
One of them, yes.
One of them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Chris,
Yes, sir.
your favorites.
My
Who we
favorite.
got going?
We got, of course, we got Jordan. We got Bron. We got Curry. We got.
Oh gosh.
Why you gotta? Why?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that out loud.
Did
I
Curry?
apologize.
Boy.
It's the Steph Curry for you.
It's the Steph Curry for
It's
me.
the Steph Curry for you.
It's the Steph Curry for
That's
me.
okay, because next I got Larry Bird.
It's the
You don't even know him.
it's the Larry Bird for me.
Man, all right. Look, let me give you a quick story. So when I was young,
When
you
you
know,
was
in the
young.
summer times, you get left alone at home by yourself all the time. But we had cable.
Okay.
Thank God, Mama gave us cable TV.
Right.
So I would watch NBA TV's greatest games all the time, and they would always have the '80s Celtics on versus the '80s Lakers. So
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Larry Bird in those summers because it was the only thing to do. So I
That's
did know Larry.
Okay.
A little Larry.
Okay, so let's go recap. You got King James.
You got King
You got
James.
Air Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
You got Chef Curry with the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
You got Larry Legend.
Mm-hmm.
And number 5,
Magic Johnson.
you literally just changed your answer yet again.
I changed it again.
Allen Iverson, the answer guy.
It's supposed to be Iverson, huh?
This guy, he literally changed
I
his top 5
literally-
about 12
bro,
times.
I told you it depends on when you ask me. It depends on when you ask me.
I feel.
But you gotta. So we'll, I did not memorize it off the top.
So
of my
that's
head.
cool.
Next question.
It's Magic Johnson. Okay. All
We'll
right.
go Iverson or Magic
Okay. All right.
or whoever else I'm feeling. At the
Okay.
Yeah.
So mine has been the same. My top 3 is solidified. Number 4 is pretty much cementing itself. Number 5 is very fluid. But number 1,
So yours never ever changes.
no, these are my guys. Now, granted, as new people come about, maybe they jump in. But number 1 is always and forever will be Dwayne Tyrone Wade Jr. That's
Wow.
just it.
Yeah,
That's it. D Wade is gonna forever be my guy. There's nothing you can tell me about D Wade. Like
He's the reason for the hat on you.
he's the reason that I'm a Heat fan. He is the.
Interesting.
I mean, like that was the first adult decision I ever made in my life was making D Wade my favorite player, like straight up and down. I'll take you back. The time
Oh God.
was March 29th, 2003. The place, Lufkin, Texas. I would give
assume.
my address, but I won't. I was an 8th grader. I was a good old 8th grader, and I'm sitting at home and I'm convincing my dad, hey, you need to check out this kid. You need to check out this dude, man. He's cold. You need to check out this guy. So finally, on my birthday, we sit down and we watch the game. And you know what happened? No. It was the NCAA tournament, and Dwayne Wade dropped a 29-point triple-double on Kentucky in the NCAA tournament. And I looked my daddy dead in his eyes, and I said, I told you.
That's so funny.
And from then on, wherever he goes, that will be my favorite team. That's where I'm going.
That was like your Michael Jordan. Huh?
You know he's
no, because Michael Jordan was my Michael Jordan. But as I got older, I realized Michael Jordan was cap. Anyway, moving on. Number 1, Dwayne Tyrone Wade Jr. Number 2, Anthony Penny Hardaway. Yeah. My guy. Big Penny and Little Penny. I like them both. Number 3. White Chocolate, Jason Williams. The dude was nasty. My first year in basketball, they wouldn't let me rock number 1, so I rocked number 55 because I was Jason Williams, because you know I play point guard. Anyway, number 4.
You're going to die on that hill, huh?
Number 4, Dame Dollar.
Interesting.
Dame, the best point guard in the NBA, is Dame Dollar. Yeah, I said it. Number 5 is Uncle Drew, Kyrie Irving.
I was about to say, don't leave my man off there.
Kyrie.
I've just seen Kyrie on a team by himself, and I've seen Dame on a team as the leader. Kyrie is no leader. Therefore, you know who used to be in my top 5 favorites?
Who that?
Playoff P.
He's been out your fives for a while though.
Because ever since he's called himself Playoff P, and then he refused to show up in the playoffs.
Pandemic.
I ain't fool with him. There it is.
Pandemic P.
All right, so then
they trash for that.
So then let's jump and just say my top 5 period. Top 5 hoopers, not favorites. Top 5 hoopers period. Number 1, LeBron James. Number 2, Kobe Bryant. Number 3, Michael Jordan. Number 4, Cynthia Cooper. Shout out to the ladies, the GOAT in female basketball, women's basketball.
Maya Moore.
Nah. Never seen. Now, if you ask my daddy, he'll say Maya Moore. If you want to be honest, nobody did what Cynthia Cooper did at the age of 37, hooping in the league.
Yeah,
the way she was.
The way she was.
Y'all are right. I'm just biased because I've been watching Maya Moore since she was like a freshman at UConn. It's a part of my life.
I feel you. I mean, you know what? Let's just shout out a few women real quick. Taurasi. We got to shout out Taurasi.
Yeah.
We got to shout out Shamika Holslaw. We got to shout out some of those. We got to
Monica Wright McCall.
Get your ass.
Hey, she's a legend to this day, though.
She is. You know, a lot of people say you cannot. A lot of people say Cheryl Miller was the GOAT of women's basketball.
She was for college,
right?
Sure.
I mean, now, I would. You know, it's really hard to find any film on her, but I can just imagine having a team with Cheryl Miller and Cynthia Cooper on it.
She had a 100-piece, right?
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
You know,
she used to be Reggie too.
Yeah, I mean,
and Lisa. Don't forget Lisa.
Lisa Leslie. Cheryl Swoops was always my girl.
Yeah.
Don Staley, of course.
Yeah. All of them that played against Martin in that episode.
Right. You know who was really, really nice to me in women's basketball and didn't get a lot of credit. But in college, she was super, super dope. She came to the NBA, in the WNBA, and she was just on the trash team. But her name was Jackie Styles. Jackie Styles is nice. I need y'all, if y'all don't know who she is, like, and Lindsay Whalen was always my dog. Yeah. She can handle that rock. Just Tina Thompson with the lipstick. You know what I'm saying?
Look at you. Calm down.
You know, Kim Peratt. You know, all those old comments.
I met Kim Peratt one time.
Oh, yeah?
Rest in peace.
Me and my mother, we went to Denny's one time, and they were like sitting right behind us. And
word?
They had on their Houston comments. They just came from practice.
Aww.
And
Denny's,
said
that's
hello
crazy.
to us and everything. It was Kim Peratt and Cynthia Cooper. And then, like, tragically, like a month later, she passed away.
That's crazy. I remember that night.
Can you imagine what the pay was then? Yeah, and then now they still complaining about the pay. Could you imagine?
There's an article that you have to read. Cynthia Cooper, she wrote an article in the Uninterrupted, I believe. Yeah, it was Uninterrupted. She wrote an article making her state for being GOAT in basketball, like why she gets no credit for, and she basically tells her story about.
I read that.
Yeah, really, really dope.
I did read that.
How she
that was how she overcame overseas, and then how old she was, all that stuff y'all was talking about.
And so when she called the WNBA, like, I really want to come, I want to play in this league, and they was like, oh, we've been looking for you, like, we want you. So she, And he was talking about how when she got to the team, she was not very good in the beginning. And
she had to adjust.
She had to adjust, and it was Cheryl Swoops was
The person. She was behind.
And then Cheryl got pregnant, had the baby, and was out. And Van Chancellor, she basically told him, "I can give more to the team. I just need you to allow me to do me."
Yeah.
And he was just he fought it. Then finally, she said they was in a game that was like down 15, and he just like looked at her and was like, "Do it," and she literally dropped like 25 straight and never looked back. Like it's been a wrap since. And I was just like, and vividly I remember Cynthia Cooper just not being that good in the beginning, like not really knowing who she was. And then I just remember out of nowhere she just started dropping 30 ball after 30 ball.
I think Perot was actually the starter.
She
was the starter at the time.
So can I share another story?
Go ahead.
So I don't remember which championship it was because I was young, but I know they played the New York Liberty and they won the championship. We went. The games used to be really cheap to go to.
Yeah, we could. I used to go every summer.
My mom used to go all the time, and we were at one of the games where they won the championship, confetti falling, championship parade, like all of that.
That's dope.
Really dope.
Yeah, we used to go every summer.
Some hazy.
We forgot Candace Parker. I had to make sure we.
Yeah.
Of course, Candace Parker. Yeah.
Elena Deldine too. In case you didn't mention her.
All of those.
But I mean, we definitely want to shine a light on women's sports for sure, man. Sue Bird, my girl, can't forget the PG. She the Steve Nash of the WNBA. She just old and still out there hooping. Lastly, number 5 on my list was Hakeem Olajuwon. But we'll kind of drop those favorites and all that stuff later this week. Let's kind of get into what's going on in the NBA playoffs. One name that obviously is omitted from the playoffs is Steph Curry. He's not there. He didn't qualify. He didn't have the grades.
He met the criteria. They didn't.
He didn't have the grade.
Floater didn't meet the criteria.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hear that, bro.
What?
Listen. First, look, listen. This has to be said.
Okay.
If you are that guy,
okay, it's
a do or die game to get you into the dance. No excuses. You got to get in.
Yeah.
Straight up. You are healthy, 100% healthy. You got to make the playoffs. I don't care who on your team. I don't care none of that. If you are the guy, you get your team to the playoffs. Yeah. LeBron did it with the scrubs in Cleveland. Yeah. Dame Lillard came to the bubble last year, got his guys into the playoffs. Yeah. In 2 do-or-die games, dropped 60, dropped 50, and got his guys into the playoffs. You got to get your guys in. And you know who did get their guys in? Ja Morant. On Steph goddamn head. So I ain't trying to hear that. Like, you got to make the playoffs. And then on top of that, you know what bothers me? I'm gonna tell you what bothers me wholeheartedly. Matter of fact, I gotta find this. Let me check. Let me go find it because this really grinds my gears. It
sounds that way.
No, but because when you look at it and you say Steph Curry is legit the favorite at this point for the MVP. Everybody's calling him MVP. He's an MVP finalist. But let me break this down for you. Steph Curry. I don't know how many points he averaged, but I know it was
won the scoring title.
How many was that? 32?
When?
32 points he's averaging?
Yeah.
So let's say he's averaging 32 points. All right? 32 points.
Scoring title at 33 years old at that.
Cool. Let's go back to 1986.
Oldest since Mike.
1986 is the year. Michael Jordan averaged 37.1 points, 5.2 rebounds, 4.6 assists, was the 8th seed in the East, was not an MVP finalist, nor did he get any shout out.
But he did the same thing.
What year was
86. 86.
That's Magics and Birds.
Cool. Anyway, let's take it forward. Let's go to 2005. The Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. That was when the Black Mamba was actually created in 2005. Okay. Black Mamba, 35.4 points, 5.3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, a 7 seed. Got up 3-1 on Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns. And then he said, when Smush Parker started talking, he said, "You know what? I'm gonna stop shooting. I'm not gonna shoot." And they smoked away the 3-1 lead. I really think that was a knock on Kobe for me, because Kobe could have got his team to the final. No, they wouldn't have won because they was gonna lose, but they was gonna end up losing. He could have got them to the Western Conference Finals at least, but he was a 7 seed. No shout out for being MVP. Wasn't an MVP finalist. 30 more points, more boards, more assists, made the playoffs. No MVP finals. Let's go to 2019. You got James Harden, 36.1, 6.6, 7.5. Number 4 seed. Didn't win the MVP. The next year, Harden again, 34, 7, 8, 4 seed, no MVP. And you mean to tell me that this light-skinned brother who is sitting here with 32 points, didn't make the playoffs, couldn't even win, lost 2 games in the play-in. One of them happened to be at home to a youngster at point guard and lost. And you mean to tell me that's your MVP? Bye.
So
he's very upset.
I'm not fooling with Steph, bro.
So
I do.
So my MVP
isn't
isn't Steph Curry, but the reason that he has a case for it is because he did all of this without a fully healthy team. He lost Kelly Oubre.
He didn't have a fully healthy team about 2 years ago. How does that mean?
He lost Kelly Oubre. He lost James Wiseman for the season, midway through the season, and he still had them in position to do what they did. They fell short. You can put it on him if you want.
I will.
Watched the game against the Grizzlies. I'm not going to put it on him because he was still efficient. They just doubled him, and his guys didn't hit.
Find a way.
I can't find. He has physical limitations.
Kobe Bryant said find a way.
Kobe Bryant is 6'6", 200 pounds.
Kobe Bryant said
Stephen
find a
Curry
way.
is 6'3", 190 pounds.
You know who did find a way?
He's got physical limitations.
Ja Morant found a way.
Ja Morant.
Ja Morant.
Yeah.
Ja Morant found a way. Ja Morant hit the game winner.
That's because they didn't trap him to be able to not shoot the game winner. Steph Curry didn't have a chance to shoot the game winner.
I'm sure
it's not like
the
Stephen
years,
Curry missed
even
the
though
game
LeBron
winner.
but even though LeBron has gone to the finals a bunch like every
But
year,
LeBron
he still makes the playoffs, and we give him. He didn't become
LeBron
MVP like a couple of years, right?
LeBron
and he
different.
finds a way to win.
LeBron is either the first or second greatest player.
People have been trying to dethrone LeBron for decades.
Crucified this man LeBron because he got hurt and his team missed the playoffs. They crucified him for that and talked about he watched and all this stuff. They crucified him for that. But because this guy fully healthy don't make the playoffs, and we gonna say, oh, y'all make every excuse in the world for Steph Curry. He lives by standards that no other superstar has ever been able to. If this was Westbrook didn't make the playoffs, nobody would be saying
but you know
anything.
what though? Russell Westbrook doesn't have any championships, and he's never led a team to the finals as the best player. Steph has. Steph has. He
ain't never missed the playoffs when he was fully healthy.
3 championships.
He ain't never missed the playoffs when he was fully healthy.
3 championships. When myself on the highest level 3 times. I went to the finals 5 years in a row.
When Russell Westbrook,
I'm giving you now is the icing on his bonus.
When Russell Westbrook lost Kevin Durant and was on the team in Oklahoma City by himself,
and he still,
the man put up 30-point triple-double average on the season. 42 triple-doubles in the season. Got his team the 6th seed. He got it to the playoffs.
And the same guys that you would give him this credit, you'll take that credit right away from Russell Westbrook from not being able to win with those tools.
He got to the playoffs.
That
is my point.
You got to
make the playoffs, bro.
You hold on.
Nope.
Hold on.
Nope.
Russell Westbrook's teams were healthy when he got to the playoffs. When he had Paul George, Melo, and Andre Robertson and all of them, they were healthy.
Bradley Beal missed 10, I want to say like 6 of the last 10 games of the season.
But he was healthy and able to play when they needed him. When they had to play in, Bradley Beal was there. Kelly Oubre wasn't able to play in the play-in. James Wiseman. Those are extra bodies. If you got James Wiseman,
exactly.
James Wiseman,
exactly.
But you do realize that when James Wiseman was on the court, Steph Curry and the Warriors are like the 10th seed, 11th seed.
James
Wiseman goes out and they go on a run to get into the play-in. So I'm not trying to hear that shit. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that, bro.
The Memphis Grizzlies, you might stand a chance of better winning.
You had Steph Curry against the Memphis Grizzlies. It's the Grizzlies,
he
bro.
He dropped 37
and lost.
That's the point.
He shot over 50%.
He lost.
What do you want him to
I want him to win the damn game.
I do too.
That's not too much to ask.
You can't win them all, bro.
I don't need you to win them all. I need you to win that one. I need you to get your team to the playoffs.
Should have been in
He
there.
had 3 championships before they tipped off.
No.
That game is irrelevant.
No, how many finals MVPs he got?
He plays for championships.
How many finals MVPs he got?
He has none.
Exactly.
I'm not with you
because he ain't that guy, bro.
Y'all told Steph.
He ain't that guy.
This is what they told Steph. This is what they told Steph. You can't do nothing without your guys, and he won the scoring title.
He didn't do shit without his guys.
He won the scoring title.
Didn't he?
You scored a bunch of points.
Well,
and you're sitting at home.
I would win a scoring title too if all I'm doing is sitting at half court and shooting threes all goddamn day.
Hello.
He won the scoring title.
The man literally shoots from the concession stand every shot.
Because he's the best shooter of all
So
time.
you're the best shooter of all time.
that's why he
you
gets
can't
to be
miss the playoffs.
That's
straight up.
Best shooter of all time.
You can't miss the playoffs. You can't miss the playoffs.
Why not? I got
because
3
let
rings.
that
Kobe missed the playoffs before.
let that shit
When
have
Kobe missed the
happened.
playoffs?
No,
Later in his career.
When,
it was
Later in his career.
when he was
Later
36,
in
37,
his career.
and he was hurt.
Steph is 33.
Do
and
you-
his team
and
is
he was hurt?
Do you remember?
Steph is
Do you
33
do
with
you
injury
remember
too.
when Kobe Bryant popped his Achilles,
hello.
Yeah. I
hit
do.
2 free throws in a crucial game that got his team
Yes.
into the playoffs?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Oh,
Enough said.
I don't really need to talk
I
about
also
anything else.
remember years where Kobe was
See,
in
now
his
I gotta
peak
hit
where
you.
he could
Now I
not
gotta
get
hit
to
you
the
with the
playoffs.
bar.
When did he miss the playoffs?
Back when he had
05, he was in the playoffs.
Back when they had
They was the 7th seed both of those
They
years.
weren't making the playoffs all them years.
Yes, they 05, 06, they were in the playoffs. They were the 7th seed both years. Lost to the Suns both times. Hello. Because Kobe was that guy. I ain't trying to hear that shit about Steph, man. I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear it. I am not. There's nothing you can say to me. I am big man. Kyrie Irving was probably the worst I had ever seen him in Brooklyn. I mean, I'm sorry. He was the worst I had ever seen him in Boston.
Yeah.
Got his team to the playoffs.
He didn't play most of the games.
Got his team into
They
the
had
playoffs.
talent, bro. You got to look at the situation. The situation matters. Look
Does
who
it,
Steph
though?
was playing with.
Andrew Wiggins, #1 pick.
Ain't did shit.
Max
since he been
contract.
in the NBA.
Max contract.
Ain't did nothing since he been in the
Draymond's
NBA.
supposed to be that guy.
Can't score.
Yeah, that's
can't
his
shoot.
boy.
Can't score.
So what you're really,
Nah,
so
couldn't-
what you're really saying to
score,
me
can't-
What he
is
saying? What he saying?
he needs his splash brother.
He
to win.
does.
That's bullshit.
Why? Okay, because look, we
That's
do all this
bullshit.
talking.
You know what?
No, hold on.
No,
This
hold on.
man will argue about
I
what
gotta-
Dame did
I
last
gotta-
year. Dame had CJ. Dame had Melo. They was missing Nurk, I believe, but they had most of the guys they needed to have.
Dame, do you not remember that CJ was out there like Mike Tyson talking about he broke his back
But he was out there.
and he
He
didn't
don't
do
remember.
and
Out there.
didn't do
Let Clay
nothing.
be out there with a
He don't
halfway
remember.
broken back.
and
He a
didn't
threat
do
on the court.
nothing. But CJ
I bet
wasn't.
you-
That's
I
why
bet
Dame dropped
I bet
60.
you can't trap
You
Steph.
know what? You know what? You know what?
Come on,
We're
man.
gonna move on because I'm not gonna sit up here and talk about
We
this
can argue
this
about
loser. I'm not gonna talk about this guy that can't get his team into the playoffs.
The man has 3 championships.
He won't get another one.
I don't care. He's got 3.
So let's talk about the teams that are in the playoffs.
Yeah, people that matter.
The people that matter, because Steph Curry is officially in the off season. Shout out to J. Cole for that album.
Yeah. Steph got to go pray.
Steph Curry. You know what? Here's a new song. Instead of 100 mil, we're gonna call it 32 points and I'm still on my grind. That's what you're gonna. That's what they gonna call Steph. Missed the playoffs when I'm still on my grind. That's what we gonna.
Still
It's
on
the
his
climb
grind,
back
man.
for him. It's
Love
the climb
it.
back. He's got to climb
Love
back.
it.
We'll revisit this in a year.
Yeah, you know what? I have no doubt the Warriors will be a threat. I mean, I expect that. A fully healthy Warriors team is obviously going to be a threat. But if Steph Curry is supposed to be that guy, he's got to get his team into the playoffs. There's no other superstar that we would make excuse for not getting his guys in the playoffs. Curry is likable. He's lovable. He has he
has Jesus on his side.
I mean,
that's what they
that
say.
too. But I mean, Steph is a fan favorite. Therefore, he gets excuses made for him when he do shit that other superstars. When he choked in the NBA Finals, 2016 when the Cavs won, when he did not show up, they made excuses for him. Nobody
was by
crucified
himself
him. No, he had a fully healthy team.
Oh,
when
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he ain't out here making failures. You know why I have a strong opinion about Steph Curry? Because Steph Curry reminds me of the new age Michael Jordan. None of his failures count. None of his failures count. But when it's LeBron, when it's Dame Lillard, when it's Russell Westbrook, when it's Kevin Durant, when it's Kawhi Leonard, when it's Paul George, everybody else's failures are amplified. But Steph, there's always an excuse for him.
We don't.
But Clay was injured. He didn't have Clay. Okay. He didn't have Clay. He couldn't make the playoffs. Well, LeBron lost Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving and still took the world champion 6 games because he's that guy.
He's that guy.
Steph ain't that guy.
But he still lost.
He did. In which case,
But the
people never talk about the context around him losing. People always say, "Well, he lost. He ain't win. He got to find a way to win."
But
Steph Curry
just did that with Steph in the Memphis.
That's my
Grizzlies.
point.
That's his
my
point.
point. If we gonna hold LeBron to that standard, then damn it, Steph getting held to it too. His ass got to make the playoffs. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. So moving on. Moving on. He got plenty of time to shoot because his ass ain't make the playoffs. Anyway,
that's right.
So let's talk about contenders and pretenders. Let's talk about what's going on. We got in the East. Obviously, who would you say, Chris? Who is your contenders? We ain't gonna ask Sydney because obviously she gonna say The Brooklyn Nets.
Yes, I am gonna say the Brooklyn Nets. Thank you.
She's a Net fan only because Jay-Z he bought them.
And then he
bought
left
into them, and then she just became a fan at that point.
10 years later, they finally having success.
So she's maintained.
It's called rebuilding.
They've been rebuilding since Jay.
Let them rebuild.
Anyway, so in the East, who you got, Chris? Who's your favorites? Who's your contenders?
My contenders, my top 3 would be Philly, Brooklyn, and Milwaukee.
Okay.
Who do I think is going to win out of those 3? I have no idea because I feel like all those teams have weaknesses that can be exploited. But if I had to put money on it, I would say Brooklyn because they have 3 unstoppable players. But what scares me about Brooklyn is the fact that they have no defense to speak of. And the teams that they'll be playing, the Phillies and the Milwaukees, they have players with dominant size that Brooklyn has no answer for.
I don't think Milwaukee will be able to keep up with them.
I don't. They suck.
I don't think they're going to be able to keep
Milwaukee's
up with them.
not good.
Okay, but real quick.
Now, Philly
Milwaukee, because they have Giannis and Brooklyn has absolutely nothing for it, that is a series that Giannis, you can't build a wall around for Giannis with Brooklyn's personnel.
Isn't Lopez playing for Brooklyn?
Yeah, but I mean,
Lopez will be able to handle the ball.
Lopez plays with Giannis.
Oh, that's the other brother?
Yeah, Brooklyn has absolutely no rim protection. They got DeAndre Jordan, but he hasn't been good since.
But you don't need rim protection. You don't need rim protection.
You need personnel to keep him from the rim.
And I don't think so. I think Giannis can go for 50 points a game and they would lose because they won't be able to outscore. Because Kyrie has a bag, and his bag is the deepest of any point guard in the history of the NBA.
But Drew Holiday will stick with that bag. No, Drew Holiday is going to stick with that bag. He's going to travel with him. He's not going to lock him up. Cool. He's not going to be 50, 40, 90.
He can travel with him.
You're not gonna be 50, 40, 90.
Did you forget that James Harden played for the Nets?
No, I did not.
Who checking him?
I have absolutely no idea.
Not a soul. Kevin Durant. You know this dude is probably he's the greatest scorer ever. He effortlessly scores. The dude put up 28 points the other night on 12 shots. They finna beat. Listen, I'm a Heat fan and I'm finna concede. Well, they about to kick our ass. Okay. You know,
Milwaukee finna kick.
Milwaukee, that's what I'm talking about. Milwaukee gonna kick her ass. I held out hope. I thought we would get to the playoffs and get our shit together, but we ain't get it together. When Oladipo went down, I was like, yeah, we ain't got no shot. It's a wrap. Cause we've been hurt all season, so we gonna lose this. We'll probably get, I think, 1 or 2 games. Hopefully, cause if they sweep us, I'm gonna be sad. But the Nets gonna kill them, and it's not gonna be pretty. It's going to be blowout after blowout. I don't see any way around that. I just don't.
I think it's going to be close games because the Nets can't play defense. You have to play defense.
I don't think they're the same. I think you're still probably looking at them individually as players instead of them as a cohesive unit.
I'm looking at their roster and okay, so right now their series is a cakewalk because Boston is unhealthy, and last night Tatum got poked in the eye, so there's absolutely nothing that they're going to be able to do against them. But if you match up Brooklyn with another team that has scores as well, it's just going to be a track meet, and hopefully you get down to the end, and whoever makes the most possessions, the most clutch plays at the end of the games, that's going to win.
It's going to be the Nets.
You watch,
they got 3 best players. They got 3 best players on the court
because they have the 3 best players, but it can be the Bucks because I've seen them do it in the regular season without James Harden, I might add. But I see that the Bucks can play with them to the fourth quarter.
The only
if
team
you can play with them to the fourth quarter, you got a chance to.
The only team I see in these, I think, the Bucks are pretenders. Mm-hmm. I think the Nets, the Sixers, or the contenders.
I believe in the Bucks more than the Sixers.
Well, heck no,
because I believe Giannis is a better player than Embiid and Simmons.
You're absolutely wrong. But anyway,
he's proven that
the Bucks are gonna have to play the Nets. So the Sixers are gonna cakewalk. They gonna get the Hawks because the Hawks finna kill the Knicks. Because
the Sixers are the type of team to lose to the Hawks.
The Hawks have nothing to stop Joel Embiid, and Ben Simmons probably should be the defensive player of the year.
Should be.
Since they screwed my boy Bam on the Bayou, he should have been a finalist, but they
Bam
screwed
off
my
the ballot.
They definitely
Bam off the ballot.
He ain't showed up in games 1 or 2 as well as Jimmy Butler, Tom Ball, Texas. We calling y'all out, man. Y'all got to do better. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all gotta stop that trash stuff. But I think my team to come out of the East. I'm gonna pick the Sixers. I mean, you got home court. You got Doc Rivers, who's been there. I don't believe in Steve Nash.
And this is going to be in your finals?
No, this is. I think the Sixers will get past the Nets and get into they will win the East finally.
What the heck? What is that about?
He's not feeling it,
you're not feeling that, Rufio?
Talk to me, Rufio.
I don't blame him.
I
don't blame him.
Man, talk to me,
bro. The Nets are gonna kill Philly.
The Nets is not gonna kill Philly, bro.
I don't think they're gonna kill him.
Okay, you just laid out why KD is so fucking superior, right?
KD is obviously super superior. Yes.
Who's gonna stop him on Philly?
They don't need to stop him because Kevin Durant is not going to take over the game like that. He's not going. When have we seen Kevin Durant in the playoff? Kevin Durant is really passive. That's one reason that keeps Kevin Durant from being the best player in the NBA. He has all the tools to be the best player in the NBA, but Kevin Durant will not go out there and put up 30 shots like he should. Yeah. Because there's nobody, like
That's
you said,
why you have Harden.
the only person that they're going to be able to put on him and do. Actually, I'm putting Ben Simmons on KD.
Exactly.
The defensive player of the year.
With him.
I'm putting Ben on KD, and we gonna rock with that, and we gonna see what's going on with that.
I'm going Ben on KD, and I'm putting Thibault on James Harden, and I'll live with whatever Kyrie Irving is gonna give me because
Kyrie's gonna cook. He's gonna cook.
But I'm gonna make life hell for both KD and Harden with physicality with those two defenders, and we'll funnel everything to Joel Embiid because he can play defense too.
But the problem is,
so you gotta have to win the entire series. But you got to win a series off of jump shooting. That's hard to do. Yeah, it's been done by those guys. I might add.
That'll make a great matchup. That'll make for great TV.
Nobody can go cold.
I'll also tell you why y'all ain't gonna do nothing. The Nets. Cause y'all got Mike D'Antoni on the staff. Y'all ain't doing shit. Anyway, let's go to the West. Let's talk about the West. Let's go out West. Chris, I'm not gonna ask you who your contenders are because we know where your allegiance is.
Well, Cam,
who you got?
Who do I have? I was gonna tell you. I was about to ask you who you had
at the West.
Yeah.
You didn't want to know my dark horse. It might have surprised you.
Who your dark horse, Chris?
Portland.
Listen, y'all know. Listen. I love Dame Lillard. I know clearly that's my guy.
One of my favorite hoopers is on that team.
Carmelo. Yes. Yeah. Here's the issue.
So that's the only reason
Here's the issue with Portland. Portland don't play no damn defense.
No, I mean most of the NBA does.
But Portland plays none. Portland try to outscore everybody, and in a series to where now it would have been different if they had Dame and somebody else. I've been saying for years I love CJ McCollum, but he got to go. You got to get Dame. You should have sent CJ to San Antonio and got Kawhi Leonard before he went to Toronto. That's what they should have did.
Yeah,
but that's what I would. I think you think Greg Popovich would have taken DeMar DeRozan or CJ McCollum. Definitely would have taken McCollum.
I would still take DeRozan.
You're drunk.
DeRozan is bigger. He's 6'7",
and
I don't care.
Where did that get them?
He's 6'7". He took him to the playoffs at the year after they got him.
He's older. He has no long ball. He's a mid-range assassin. But
CJ ain't leading you nowhere either.
CJ McCollum before he got hurt this year was averaging 30, bro.
So what? He ain't gonna lead you nowhere without help.
The Spurs will be in the same place.
Bottom of the West.
Yeah.
Regardless,
the Spurs probably could with CJ McCollum instead of DeRozan. They probably could have beat the Grizzlies.
No, because you got to play defense to play for Pop, and CJ ain't gonna do that.
And DeRozan clearly don't either because
a little bit better than CJ.
But that's my knock against Portland. I always want to pick Portland. I think they're about to beat the Nuggets. They're definitely going to beat the Nuggets because the Nuggets without Murray has no answer for Dame Lillard. No answer at all. I think that the Jazz, they're going to win the series, but then they're going to.
I don't know, man. Y'all got me believing in Ja.
No, you gotta forget. Donovan Mitchell didn't play game one.
That's true.
And
but Dylan Brooks gonna be on Donovan. And Donovan still got 17, 18 games off a sprain. You ain't finna come back and be bubble Donovan.
We said that in the bubble last year, and he put up 50 point. So I think they'll be fine. I think the Jazz move on, but I think my team to get to the Western Conference Finals is the Dallas Mavericks.
I like Dallas.
I think Luka is on another level, and he is sitting here embarrassing Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, who both are overrated. And who?
Bill.
Who?
Bill.
Who? Why is he even on the court? I don't understand.
First team all defense.
He like Russell Westbrook said. Pat Bev be running around making a bunch of noise and make y'all think he playing defense. He ain't. He ain't. He'll try hard. He'll try hard. Shout out to Zell for that.
He got $40 million trying hard though.
He did. I mean, but he's garbage.
He got $40 million trying hard.
But Luka's out there embarrassing him. Tim Hardaway Jr. is out here shining. Finally cashing balling.
Kristaps Porzingis is healthy enough,
but trash. That man 7'3" and averaging like 10 points in this series. Like, what are you doing?
His body be breaking down.
So you thinking Dallas against the Lakers?
Against the Lakers
for a finals? For a conference finals?
Look, man, until further notice, LeBron James winning the NBA title. Like,
that is hilarious.
Listen,
you
like,
you
can't unsee it. Like, this man, when healthy, has been to the finals, 10 straight times? Like, 9 straight times? Like, I'm not finna sit up here and say he's not going to the NBA finals.
So
I refuse to sit here and believe that. I mean, Chris Paul obviously
I think he's definitely gonna find a will to do it.
Because listen, so
and if he just doesn't, then it's just over for him.
It definitely is. But
his time is now or never at this point.
I think he's really pushing this narrative of being washed because
it's fueling the fudge out of him.
But the other night we watched the game. It's game 2 against the Suns, and LeBron is literally out here chilling on offense. I mean, like chilling. I mean, like
it's like he
the game is getting closer, and we like, Brian, when you gonna take over? Like, Brian, what are you doing? And then out of nowhere, he does some fade away from and cashes it. Then come back down and hit a 3, and then I'm like, bro, why are you playing with us?
Yeah.
Why are you literally up here acting like?
That was why I didn't like him very much when he played for the Heat.
He's always done it.
Because he's always played like that.
And then see what he needs.
They would wait till almost the third quarter to all of a sudden turn the heat on. And I was very upset about that.
Walt Frazier, Knicks legend, he said he would know in the first quarter that I can steal the ball from you. He said, but he would not steal the ball until he needed a steal. And I think that is one of the smart things about, like, when people who really know the game.
Basketball
Prime
IQ.
example, Kobe Bryant talked about in the NBA finals against the Western Conference Finals against the Nuggets in 2009. Kobe filled out game 1. He knew game 1 something that he had. Game 2 didn't use it, 3 didn't use it, 4 didn't use it, 5 didn't use it. Game 6 closed that game against Denver. 2 minutes to go in the game. He runs it up. And at this point you can't adjust. He runs it up and gets 3 straight buckets off of it. and he said this in one of his he was breaking down the film on detail, and he was like, I knew from game he went back and showed you the film from game 1, and he said, I saw it right here that I had it. But you just wait until you need it, because at this point you can't adjust to it. If I do it too soon, you'll adjust
be able
to
to adjust to it.
But so I feel like that's kind of what LeBron be out there doing. He be chilling, and then
I've always said his IQ is like unreal.
Yeah,
I've always said that man can see stuff that I would have never saw.
And it's crazy the way he I'm just saying, these dudes, like, having basketball minds, like, it's just insane to think, the kind of the stuff that they can bring themselves to do.
Yeah, so I think I'm with you. I think he'll come out on top, and I think I'm only pushing for that because I just kind of like his story. I like his narrative, and then he's a class of 2003 graduate. So
get out of here, bro.
High school. So I support that narrative. I would like to see Dame though and Carmelo get one.
Yeah,
I want Chris Paul to get one because I know he needs one. But I just feel like he's gonna be like a Reggie Miller type.
I'm off the Chris Brown.
Chris Paul just can't stay out his own way.
He can't stay out his own way, and it seems like he can't stay healthy either.
If Chris Paul stays healthy, if he stays healthy in 15. They beat the Warriors. They beat the Cavs. He has the title. If he stays healthy, I don't
think they beat the Cavs. But
just like LeBron by himself, you don't think Houston? I mean, you don't think the Clippers?
No, because they couldn't. They didn't have that shooting threat like the Warriors had.
They had JJ Redick.
They didn't have that shooting threat like the Warriors had.
They had JJ Redick.
They didn't have that shooting threat.
Man,
like
the Warriors wasn't cashing out like that in 15.
The Splash Brothers.
And they wouldn't.
You don't have to hit. They had a reputation. The threat, if you knew who they were, it made you defend them differently.
It was just LeBron by himself, bro.
LeBron by himself could have took down the Clippers.
He could have took down the Warriors. But his coach didn't allow that.
Yeah.
That's why he got replaced.
But yeah, I'm with you.
But David Black.
Paul was hurt so many times. I just wish he could get one.
And because of that, I'm just like, I don't feel bad for him anymore. Like I don't. I used to really feel bad for Chris Paul because I like Chris Paul being a point guard. I thoroughly enjoy the way he plays the basketball. He plays the game of basketball. But bro, you be hurt too much, and I'm not fooling with you. I ain't got nothing to say to you when every time you know Chris Paul is in the same category as my beloved Tony Romo.
Oh man,
very much so.
I see the correlation
because he is really.
First of all, you say nothing, Eagles fan.
Yeah, you can't say this. Like
relax.
This is yours to sit out. But
should I take the headphones off and just go in the back?
You know, but it's the fact that Chris Paul, he has all the tools.
Yeah,
and it's like anytime you say this is his year, his punk ass get hurt. And it's like, what can we do? What are we to do with this
with that type of stuff because you're not keeping up with it.
Luckily for him, he's got a year left on his contract, so he can ring chase after this year.
If he would give up that last year of his money, that last year of his option, he could have been in Miami. In which case, we would have won the title last year.
You know, he's gonna come to L.A. and ring chase.
He should. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah.
But
Melo probably gonna come too.
No. Melo ain't doing that.
I respect Melo.
I respect Melo because Melo he cool with not winning as long as he does it on his terms.
Melo had to get back in the league, and to do that, he couldn't go team up with Bron. But now Melo's got a spot solidified in the league because he's proved that he can still play. He can do it now.
So let's say this.
I'm finna beat you up with this microphone.
So
I'm not like, I believe that Melo could have still been in the league too, but the league put that narrative out on him that he was done. I didn't think that.
Tony put that narrative out.
But everybody else told the Rock. Yeah, they said Melo didn't have it no more. He couldn't adjust to the modern game. I didn't believe that.
Never believed that.
That's what they said. So he had to prove that they were wrong. And now that he has, I'm saying like now he can go.
But I still don't see, especially now, I don't see him doing that.
So let's say this. Players and teams in this playoffs, who has the most pressure?
The most pressure on all the players? It's the Nets.
No.
All the Nets players, because they have the most talent on paper and the best scorers on their team in the NBA. So
I guess
they've got the most pressure.
I guess that would be the team. Like, who would you say is the player that has the most pressure?
James Harden.
James Harden got
because of all of the shit you did to get out of Houston and get in this situation, and the situation that you're in is beautiful. If you don't win, what's it going to be this year?
I can agree. I can agree with Harden, but I think my stance is on more or less like you had enough opportunity to fix it yourself by yourself, and you didn't.
And he didn't.
And you kept failing.
So are you in agreement that James Harden is the player in the playoffs with the most pressure, or?
No, I don't agree with that.
Who would you say?
I think LeBron is always going to be the player with the most pressure.
Honestly, I think so.
I think LeBron is always going to be the most player at any given time.
But I'm gonna tell you who my player is. It ain't LeBron. It ain't Harden. It ain't It's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Paul George. If y'all win this season, look, y'all.
But I don't think they should have pressure though.
Yes. You tanked to avoid the Lakers, and now Luka's on your ass. You blamed Doc Rivers last year and said he was the reason. Paul George was like, he ain't putting me in my spots. He ain't doing it. And
Paul George has always been a diva.
It was the bubble.
It's all kinds of bullshit.
Paul George wasn't right. The coaching wasn't right.
So Kawhi, you supposed to be that guy. Your team out here looking trash. You scored 30 points in the first half. You finished with 41, and you Luka out there cooking, and you ain't go check him. Paul George, you out here can't hit a three to save your life. And ever since he said playoff P, he's been shit.
Never believed in neither one of them.
I
never bought into either one of them.
For real, when he was in Indy though, because he ran into Bron those couple of times, and he wasn't able to put himself on that level.
But it's Bron. We knew that.
It's Bron, but you got to be able to put yourself on that level.
But I figured Paul George when he got with Westbrook and when he got with Kawhi, I was like, no, Paul George is not a number one, but Paul George is a
perfect number two.
He's the perfect number two. He's on the fringe of being a number one, but he'll be the most elite number 2 there. He be Scottie Pippen.
Your number 2 gotta show up.
I feel like he could be the Scottie Pippen, and you know what? He's
interesting.
not.
You say that.
Hence, like a Klay Thompson, that's your number 2. He gonna show up when Steph's struggling.
There's most times where Klay's number 1, which is
gonna give the number 1 his credit.
You know what? I'll tell you this. If Steph was hurt and Klay was the guy in the one game to get the playoffs, Klay Thompson is getting them into the playoffs. We done seen Klay say, "Oh, we finna lose. Steph don't want it. Let me go drop 30 in the third."
And he did.
Let me go out here after I've been hurt and we in the NBA Finals against Toronto. Let me go out here and get us this game because Steph don't want it. He over there being a punk, but I got it. I got
cool.
it.
That's why they need each other.
No.
So look, hold on, real quick.
Because even Paul Pierce didn't act like that.
Look. We not going back on this topic. We got.
I don't want to.
But the pressure is on.
Every time they ask Mike who he want to play with, he bringing Pip. He ain't bringing nobody else but Pip. He bringing his man every single time. So
did he though?
Yes, bro. He picked Pippen for the Olympic team. That's how Pippen.
Do you know why he picked Pippen? Because Scottie Pippen was the only person in the NBA who could check Michael Jordan. That's the only, and nobody else was good. The two people in the league who could check Michael Jordan, he got him on his team, Robin and Pippen. Nobody else was gonna check Mike. But you know what?
That ain't smarts, baby.
No. That's why he's Cap. Michael Jordan is Cap. The mystique of Michael Jordan.
Nobody can check any of the greatest.
That's why we keep letting Floyd run away.
Nobody can check.
That's why we keep letting Floyd away. Floyd pick his fights, man.
That's why
I would say the coach with the most pressure. The coach with the absolute most pressure, I think, is Doc Rivers. Yeah. You got the number 1 seed. You have seemed to be able to crack the code between Embiid and Ben Simmons. Yeah. You got the number 1 seed. You got to go win it. And he's back in the East. He knows, you know what I'm saying? He knows what's going on. He's built the team. I think Doc Rivers got to do something with it. I think.
Of course he does.
Doc got to at least get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
No.
He got to win.
He got to win. You got the number 1 seed. You played this year to get the number 1 seed.
He got to win.
They've been to they've been a shot away from the Eastern Conference Finals. You got to take this team. Because Doc Rivers, anytime he's had expectations, he's failed. Right. Every single time.
Except for the first year in Boston. They were expected to win the championship the first year. And they won.
I don't think they were.
They were.
I think they were expected to compete.
Definitely expected
LeBron
to win.
just coming off the NBA Finals.
No, that
Kobe
was
Bryant coming off the MVP.
The Boston Celtics were expected to win the title.
That's cool. I expected, and they did it. But outside of that, when he had T-Mac and Grant Hill and Mike Miller them and couldn't get out the first round. When he had all these Clippers teams,
they changed the format that year too.
Yeah, like
remember?
To the
7-game series in the first round.
Yeah, so it's been a wrap for him.
They were up 3-1 on Detroit in the
That's
first
right, because
round.
the format used to be.
It used to be 3 best.
It wasn't that big.
Yeah,
it wasn't that big the first couple of rounds.
T-Mac was my favorite player. That's how I never forget this. They were up 3-1, and I'm like, yeah, T-Mac.
I love T-Mac little shoes.
Detroit dropped them 3 straight games, and I was.
That's funny.
Like, wow.
Favorite NBA player shoes.
Oh, the shoes.
Favorite the shoes. Yeah, which one?
It's Jordans, bro.
Jordans, you think?
Yeah.
Which number?
Jordan 12. Playoff 12s are my favorite Jordans.
I like Jordan 13s a lot.
Yeah.
I like Jordans. I like the 13s.
I think the playoff 12s are my favorite because that was the first pair of Jordans I ever had.
I got to be different,
but I did like some of those Iverson colors.
I gotta go with the T-Max from my childhood.
Yes,
because when I
were so cute.
When the T-Max came out, everybody had to get a pair of T-Max. The cool thing about it, because Jordans were still popular, and people still wearing Jordans. So the fact that like we not getting these Jordans, we finna get these T-Max and wear these this semester. That was like a really
because Reebok was hot.
My favorite.
Reebok and Adidas was hot. Reebok and Adidas were hot.
When we were coming up, it's like all the shoe companies had a nice balance, like.
I don't know how Champion
and Jordan was still killing.
They were, but Adidas had athletes. Reebok had athletes.
Because my favorite basketball shoes was the up tempos.
Really?
Yeah, Pippen shoes. Those. I rocked those. I rocked those to when I was 8.
Yeah. I like Grant Hill shoes. I gotta give you one. I had a pair of those. Grant Hill had some the Feelers.
No. Jason Kidd had some shoes in '95. He did. Yes. You
didn't they have the big bubbles?
Yeah.
I got an honorable mention before you move on. The Vince Carter Nike Shocks.
Okay. Yeah, I can rock with
those.
Nike
Shocks, man, because I really used to believe that they was gonna make me jump higher.
Yeah, that didn't work.
You ain't shit.
But when Kobe,
that's what they told me.
You must be out of your damn mind.
He's on a commercial like.
It wasn't like that. but no. So let's we'll definitely touch back on this as the playoffs continue. But we'll let's go ahead and wrap up for here.
Okay.
Let's go ahead. I always add to the playlist. We add a few songs in the playlist. In a couple weeks. So Sid, what you got for the playlist?
Basketball by Lil Bow Wow.
Hey.
Is him and Soldier really having a versus?
I don't know, but I've read that they were.
By the way.
But the rematch is going to be between Swiss Beats and Timberland. Yeah,
okay,
so that'll be sweet.
Okay, so you got basketball by.
I thought that was funny because I was gonna do Bounce With Me
by
Bow Wow. I was deciding between the two.
Okay,
and then of course History by Jay-Z from the More Than a Game soundtrack.
Oh Lord. All right, had to be a J song.
Absolutely.
That's quality. Okay. All right, what you got, Brother Misfit?
So for me, I'm gonna go with. I gotta shout out the state of Tennessee first of all, because my man Camden made me a believer in Ja Morant.
I tried to tell you.
So
okay,
in honor of the state of Tennessee, we gotta go with "Lay With Ya" from Isaiah Rashad. It's a new joint with I think Duke Deuce is his name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Really dope song.
All right.
And then I gotta go with my favorite track off the off season. That Pride Is the Devil.
Okay.
Man.
J. Cole with that Little Baby.
Hey, Lil Baby actually crushed that.
Bro,
and you know
that
I'm not
transition, that transition.
The way they passed
his
up,
verse is so
they
smooth.
definitely
It's
did
just
that.
like
yeah.
So y'all know, for me, I gotta go with the Cole track.
As you should.
Since we're talking about basketball, it's like you definitely gotta add a song from the off season. But I think I'm
Why not the Sideline Story?
Actually, I'm gonna add 3 songs because I just realized I left off a song that I gotta add.
and it's your 2 cents. So
you know,
add an album if you want to.
With Cameron Cable. So I gotta go. I'm gonna go 100 mil off of off the off season. I gotta go with the Cole 100 mil. And then I'm going to also go with Seeing Green and Nicki Minaj, Drake and Wayne that they dropped. I got.
Oh yeah, the newest song.
Yeah.
I still hadn't heard that. I need to.
You
need to
definitely
check
gotta.
that out.
Yeah,
I need to
you definitely
listen
gotta
to
fool with that one. But then I almost forgot. How can I be sitting up here? We talking about a sports episode, and I don't add a track from Dame Dollar. What am I thinking?
Oh my God!
What am I thinking? So I'm gonna go Wasatch Front off of his first album. That was off the letter O. That was the one he was basically talking about when he was in Weber State and talking about his transition to being that dude that he is. So Damian Lillard turned Dame Dollar, my guy. I gotta get a Dame jersey. That's what I need to get.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. What you should have added was one of Shaq's songs.
I'm not fooling with Shaq. I will not.
Hey, I really enjoyed that little beef they had though. That was pretty fun when Dame and Shaq
yeah.
Oh, word?
That was cool.
Like you didn't peep that?
I hadn't seen
but
it.
they was sending each other back and forth diss tracks.
That's hilarious.
And
Love
it was really entertaining because
like it was competitive, but it was in good fun.
Because the
like,
reason
actually new songs.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really
the
good.
reason it was really kept because Shaq always want to throw around his rings, and it's just like
as he should.
And then you remember the argument him and Charles Barkley had when Charles Barkley was like, I didn't have Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade carrying my
that was hilarious.
And I was just like, yeah, because Wade definitely carried you to that fourth one, and Kobe carried you to the third one, because you fouled out, and
that's why
Kobe
Chuck
will tell you, hey, I got it, don't even worry about it.
That's why Chuck one of my favorite players because he really tried.
Out, actually.
He really tried to get a ring.
Like, I'm happy you fouled out.
Yeah, I mean,
you're waiting on this.
For sure. But I would say this. I'll say this. I'm gonna go ahead and say I got Lakers, Sixers in the finals. I really think it's gonna be the Nets, but I just don't want.
No, I don't agree.
The Sixers
I want
to
the
fail.
Nets. I do want the. I want the Nets there.
But
only because I really want to see Kyrie win again with somebody else.
No.
He's not gonna win again if they against the Lakers.
No, Kevin Durant.
He hungry. He stay hungry.
He's hungry, but his body got to hold up against the physicality of the playoffs, and they have not been healthy throughout this entire season. That's the only reason I don't pick them to win. Health and cohesiveness.
I just want to see
Anthony Davis and boy.
Anthony Davis, they back though.
I just want to see LeBron and KD for a fourth time.
That's it.
That's all I want to see. I just want to see LeBron and KD for the fourth time because people really think because Kevin Durant won 2 finals, LeBron got 1, that Kevin Durant is better than LeBron. It's not the case. I mean, what? Tell me.
I don't think the IQ is the same.
No, tell me this.
It depends.
Tell me how many rings will LeBron James have, if he had Steph Curry and Klay Thompson on his team.
A lot, but it's not necessarily like I think people that choose KD over LeBron, it's the way that they view the game of basketball.
No, they just hate LeBron.
No, I don't think it has to do with hate, bro. Like
they're LeBron sexuals.
Some people like the fact that like you're the best because you're the best scorer, and the best scorer gets the most shot attempts.
This is true.
You're the most responsible. Whereas LeBron, he may not look to score. He's doing everything, and you may not value that as important.
I
can find a guy to rebound. I can find a guy to assist the ball.
I keep saying I feel because we got to wrap up.
I feel.
Okay. But
I was gonna say, you could tell us this later.
I mean, you know you can literally continue this after we cut. But anyway, but no, I will say this: the one thing about basketball is if Jordan didn't do it, it ain't right. That's what a lot of people think, and I hate that. But anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. It's been my 2 cents. Rufy, let's drop this outro. We'll be back soon.
What up?
We about to start dropping some stuff for you. Let's get it, man.
Next time, let's talk about all sports. I can argue with all sports.
That's a good podcast.